channel. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. We are back on my 2000 Toyota MR-2 Turbo 2ZZ 6-speed transmission, clutch rebuild, turbo install rebuild. The whole thing's getting rebuilt. So currently where we last left off, I really struggled to get my old Fidanza flywheel off. The ARP bolts that I had put on there many years ago, one of them didn't want to come off. I ended up getting one of these sockets that eat into it, and I was able to pull it off. So what we're going to be doing today, this is the old Fidanza one, we're going to discard that. I did clean over on the lower part of the block there. It actually looks beautiful. I did a very good job. I actually cleaned it very detailed. It's ready to have the new MWR flywheel. So we're going to come over to the MWR flywheel real quick here. And this is what we're going to be installing today. We're going to be doing a ARP. You got a torque wrench right there. We're going to do some flywheels. Here's the flywheel bolts for the ARP. We're going to be doing the pressure plate right here. These are ARP as well. Good brand, good stuff. These are all from Monkey Wrench Racing. Thank you guys so much for sending those out. We're going to be installing the competition clutch kit right here, which I think I've showed you guys already. If not, I'm going to show you it right now. The comp clutch kit. And I'm going to show you guys how to do this step by step. I'm excited. Competition, very cool. We're going to do the clutch. Here's the plate right there. That's the actual clutch. And then here's going to be the pressure plate behind it. The alignment tool, throwout bearing. Very good, perfect. And then here is the actual pressure. So that's what we're going to be installing right there. But first, before we do that, we need to break into the MWR. Beautiful. This is going to be one of my favorite things here that I got. I currently run it already on my Toyota CELICA. This is the first thing that we're going to be installing today. Look at that. This is gorgeous. So I do need to run to the auto parts store to get some brake clean so we can clean our surface. So I'm going to run there. I'm also going to get a little bit of grease to lubricate the little spines. The spines right here, we need to lubricate these, and then I'll also lubricate it with when I put the transmission, the splines on there. So first things first, let me take my Toyota Celica, run to the auto parts store. I do have Loctite already. I got my torque wrench, I'm ready to do that. What we're gonna do today is I'm just gonna show you guys how to install the clutch. So we'll do flywheel, clutch, pressure plate, get it all ready. Next video, we'll lift the transmission up into the Toyota MR-2. Following that, we'll put on all the motor mounts, the new axles, and pretty much get all that buttoned up and tight. Then once that's completed, we'll reinstall my beautiful turbo kit. Look at that. From turbokits.com. We'll reinstall that, and then we'll fill fluids, and then once the fluids are filled and completed, we'll get a first start, and then we'll drive. I'm going to be really nice on this transmission and drive it smooth and easy. It does have an LSD, so we're going to break it in for the first 500 miles, and then we're going to send it. I do think I have a goal now to get rid of my standalone ECU for this car and do a new, more modern one, an AEM EMS4 or something, so that I can get more horsepower on this car. I took it to the dyno. That's 270 horsepower, but I would like to get like 330 horsepower for this current setup, just because I think that the car can push way more. I think it's being held by the crappy tune that it has. So, and no one can tune the Apexy. So first and foremost, let's go ahead and run to the store. I'm gonna get a little bit of lube for the splines, and then get a little bit of brake clean to clean off the stuff that I install on the flywheel. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, I believe I have everything I need. We got brake clean, went to the parts store, got that. Got the 5/8 right here because I do have a 5/8 torque wrench, but it's a 12-point 5/8 socket, 3/8, sorry, so 3/8 drive, and then 12-point. It is chrome, oh well. I do have the fastening glue for the ARP bolts, and then we'll go ahead and put the pressure plate on there. So first things first, let's go over, and we're gonna actually lube up a little bit of the things. I'm gonna lube a little bit of this right here in the middle, and then I do wanna brake clean that. So let me put some gloves on. So we'll brake clean that, put the flywheel on, we'll lube this right here. We're gonna lube the transmission spline, of course. We're gonna lube the fork. The throwout bearing already has lube on it, so I don't really need to do that, but what it slides on is what I wanna have grease. And we're using some Valvoline automotive multi-vehicle high temp. This is $6. This was $5. This stuff used to be so more affordable. It used to be like $2.99, 99 cents or something like that. And then this socket was like $5. So $19. All that stuff is way more expensive, but that's okay. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna do what I told you guys in the video. We are going to take the flywheel over, install the ARP bolts after we clean it, and then we'll do the pressure plate after that with the alignment tool. And then we should be good, and I think that might be it for this video. I might slide the transmission up. I'll probably do that next video, so I'll just do that next video. I'll just put the transmission in. So let's go over to the 2ZZ. Old, horrible, but it did last a long time. The Fidanza did last a long time, but it gave up. Here's the new Monkey Wrench Racing MWR. I think that's 11 pounds, and then I think this is 8.8 pounds, and this is steel, and I think that's aluminum with a steel plate, I think is on it. And you can change the plates on there. This one you can't change the plate, but this one looks way more aesthetic, even though you'll never see it. I like the quality of this one more. So what we're gonna do is take a microfiber and then take some brake clean, and we're gonna hit this thing with brake clean and get it really clean and nice, so that the surface, or let it sit for a second, so that the surface of the clutch has somewhere nice to sit on. So let's wait for a second, then I'll wipe it all off. We're gonna be installing the MWR flywheel. I actually got the right flywheel. I had the wrong flywheel. I ordered a 1ZZ. I was on MWR's page and I was shopping for MR-2 stuff, and I just added it to my cart. I didn't check if it was 1ZZ or 2ZZ. I got the 2ZZ flywheel. I also got some ARP flywheel bolts, some new ones, replacements to the new style. I got the correct socket for them. So let's go ahead and I'll jump on down and I'll show you guys how to install the flywheel and the clutch for the Toyota MR-2 Spyder or the CELICA GTS. It'll be the same. This will be the same clutch that I currently have and flywheel that I currently have on my CELICA GTS that I've been enjoying a lot. It's been really nice. Let's go down to the flywheel right now. Okay, so there's the old one, or excuse me, the new one. That's the Fidanza not Fidanza. That's the MWR 8.8 lightweight. There is oil on it. They put oil on it to make it look nice. We're gonna use some brake clean to clean it off right now. There's the old one and the old setup, which we'll discard once we install. Like I said, I did have the wrong size. So let's go ahead and I actually put the ARP bolts on there. We're gonna just pull those off real quick, and then I do have some high strength thread locker red that we're gonna be using as well. So let's first off use some brake clean, clean that one. So that slides right on because it is a 2ZZ. The 1ZZ did not fit on. The crank was too small. This one fits perfectly, so it is on here. We're gonna make sure it's flush, and then what we're gonna do is take the ARP bolts here, put some of that thread locker on there, and then we're gonna torque it down, and we're gonna do the star pattern, and it's going to be 70 foot-pounds with a little torque wrench. Okay guys, I've put all of the ARP bolts in with thread locker, red thread locker. We now have a 12.58 socket connected to a torque wrench. We're gonna go ahead and do these in a star pattern. So what I'll do is I'll just make sure they're all tight. I've already worked majority of them around. I'll tighten them. Once they're tight, we'll start in a pattern. We'll tighten this one, tighten this one, tighten this one, tighten this one, tighten that one, tighten one, blah, 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 all the way around. Oh, sorry. We'll do this one. You know how to do a star pattern. Same thing as if you're doing your wheels on your car. So we'll do that. We'll have these all perfectly torqued down to 70. Then we'll get our clutch and get our little alignment tool. And I did get ARP bolts for the flywheel, which I'm really, really excited for our pressure plate. That'll be nice. I've never owned that before. To torque this, you can have someone go over to the crank side and hold the crank there, or you can do it easy, what I did. Flathead screwdriver, a large one. You hold it down right here with your hand, put it in the teeth of where the flywheel or where the starter goes into, and hold it there, and then use this little mounting part right here, and it'll be pretty easy. You can do it that way. So I mean, that's the way I did it. It's pretty simple. There's other ways you can do it. One would be having a pry bar, but you do need to hold it so that you can torque it down. And then we're gonna do it 70 foot-pounds. So I've done that to 70 foot-pounds on the flywheel, and then we're done. So we need to go and get the new stage 2 comp clutch. That's what we need to get. Okay, Now that we have that beauty on down there, it's shiny. By the way, new expansion tank reservoir. Oh my gosh, overflow. Oh, this is 20 years old. Look how ugly that is. And I think one time when I originally got it, there was green coolant in it. You're supposed to use the Asian pink, so I'll always use that from now on. This will go in the garbage. Just wanted to really show you guys that. That's pretty sweet. There is no coolant in my system, so I just unplugged it right now. Real simple. There's actually a lower part right here, the low one, and then the top one that fills right there, and that's it. You unplug those two, especially when there's no coolant in it, because the turbo, we drain the turbo. Next thing we're gonna do is get a little bit more brake clean. Clean this. This is the comp clutch stage 2 right here. Competition. I don't think Monkey Wrench carries anymore. I think I bought the last one. So yeah, they're about $400. Which is crazy. I just got my Evo down. We're going to be picking that up real soon here, by the way, this weekend. And this clutch was like $400 or something like that. The Evos was $800 for the ACT. That was like so expensive. So this is a pretty good deal, and I've really enjoyed this one. So we're going to clean this, and then we're going to get our little alignment tool here and that. And then I do, look at this, guys. I did get the new ARP Flywheel bolts. These are ARP, the actual brand, so pretty cool. I spent a lot on those. I'm excited to put those on. Let's clean this with brake clean and then go down there and align this up. So when you go to put the pressure plate on, you're gonna want to use that little guide tool. So I have that in there in the middle. A little trick here is you're not gonna want to ding that up. You guys can see it's not on all the way. I haven't put the ARP pressure plate bolts in. Unless you have a mallet, which I wish I had a rubber mallet, I don't. Take a zip tie and zip tie a microfiber around a hammer, and then just tap it on it so it doesn't damage it slightly, and it'll go on and it'll slide on gracefully. Make sure that it is in the middle. It's a really, really big deal. Let's look here. That right there is a really big deal that that's centered. So otherwise you're gonna have difficulty getting the transmission on. So make sure that that's centered. And then you can also put a line on there with a pin to see how it's actually lined up. So you can do the spline on the transmission the same way, so that it goes in happily. Now that we've had that on there, what we're gonna need to do is we are going to grab the ARP bolts and put them on, and I believe they're 20 pounds of torque, but let's look online and make sure. Okay, so this is ARP. These are the bolts that I bought. So right here, 70 foot-pounds, and then use the fastener ARP Ultra Torque Fastener Assembly Lubricant, red, which is the red Loctite, whatever. Loctite is a brand. So we did that for the flywheel bolt. This is going to be pressure plate bolt installation. So it says on here that is a 10 millimeter metric. I think the metric 10 is the fastener diameter, and I think it might be a 5/16. Anywho, on here I don't want to go down to the 50 pounds because M10 is a thread pitch. The fastener diameter, it's not going to be 50 pounds. And then on the back of this from MWR, it says torque 19 Newton meters, which I think is 14, but we're going to go up to 20. I just want to make sure I have it right. I don't want to have, I'd rather have it tighter than too loose. So we'll go to 20 foot-pounds. I will feel comfortable with 20 foot-pounds on these guys right here, which are the beautiful, I've never owned those before. They do say ARP on them. I'm never gonna see any of this again, by the way, but it all looks very clean and aesthetic, all black. It definitely fits in. It's not yellow or anything. It looks good. So let me do 20 foot-pounds in a bolt pattern, in a star pattern around here for the pressure plate, and then we'll be done. We'll be ready to get the transmission. Let's install this new guy right here as well. Clean up some of our workspace. Swing by mitch.com, grab a hat. I still got some of these in there, pretty awesome. And then there's the C60 transmission. It's all clean and polished. I did put the shifter selector mount back on right here with the two, I think they're 14 millimeters, 12 millimeters. And then this guy's ready to go. We're ready to bang some gears. It's gonna be amazing. Cleaned it all up real nice. Has LSD in here. And then we'll probably end up getting rid of the Apexi ECU and maybe going with a standalone computer, maybe an AEM version. But I am excited to go back to the turbo setup. We are gonna stay turbo. We're not gonna go naturally aspirated. Okay, so I just spoke with my brother-in-law. He said since it is an aftermarket and on there, he said go on the high side. So he says do 20 foot-pounds is totally fine. So we're gonna do 20 foot-pounds. You guys, again, it is forced induction. So we'll do that. We'll do 20 foot-pounds on the pressure plate bolts. Let's do that now. Okay, the clutch is officially installed. We did 70 foot-pounds. Again, I use that little thing right here to hold it in place. 70 foot-pounds on the flywheel. Then we did 20 foot-pounds right here, right here, right here, right here, all the way around, all 6 of those. So 8 bolts and then 6. These are actually 10 millimeters. How cool is that? The other ones are 5/16, 12 stars. These are really cool. I'm glad that these are there. I hope they, if I ever need to take this off, they don't strip. I don't think they will. And then we have the center locking tool. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is we're actually gonna put a little lube, just a little bit, don't put too much, right here on this, so that when we slide the transmission in, we're good. But yeah, that's how you install a clutch. Pretty simple, not difficult. This is a really good brand. I've enjoyed it so much so far. I really do like this. I do like the aesthetic of it. It is a full face clutch. It is not a puck clutch, and I'm thankful it's not a puck clutch. It should not chatter. My other one doesn't chatter, so it should be nice quality. It should hold the lightly boosted. We're not pushing 16 pounds. By the way, my Evo just did 19.5 pounds, 20 pounds of boost. Pretty sick. This will probably be anywhere maximum 10 to 12 pounds, like maximum 12 pounds. So it should be fine with that. So I installed the new expansion tank. Oh my gosh, does that look good? That is amazing. That's so much better. That really needed it. Looks aesthetic and clean. Expensive, I believe it was $130 or $140. Shipped from Japan. It did come from Japan, and it took. It's an OEM part, and it took a long. There's a part number if you guys want it. It took a long time. I think it took three weeks to get here, 3 or 4 weeks. Good thing I guess a good thing I messed up with the clutch. Clutch is installed. The expansion tank is installed. The ARP stuff is installed. I'm really happy with the results that I've gotten so far. I'm taking my time with this one. It's a lot more clean. You guys are saying, Mitch, where's the Toyota Celica? It'll be coming. So what we're gonna do is, next video, I'm gonna be picking up my Evo 9. It's gonna be done. English Racing's finished on it. It got a tune on it. And we're gonna be going to called the Ridge racetrack. It's it's in Shelton. It's pretty famous around here. Really cool racetrack. English is gonna be racing their Evo, and they're actually delivering me, they're so nice. They're delivering me my Evo 9 MR with all the stuff over it. Miles from English is gonna go over the car and show you guys all the stuff that he's done to it. We'll drive that and daily drive that for like maybe 1 or 2 months, and then we'll finish this car. Once this car's done, once the Evo is done, we will be working soon on my new garage. We'll be working on the Toyota Celica Turbo during the summer months. So I did want to do it during the spring months, but we blew up this car, and then I bought an Evo 9, so it is what it is. Next video for this, we're going to be sliding on the transmission and installing the axles. Then the following video, we'll put the turbo kit back on, and then the following video, we'll add fluids and get a first start. Really excited. So about 3 or 4 more videos before we get this thing going again. Then we'll do a nice 400 or 500 mile break-in with the new clutch, and then we'll full send it. And then of course I really want to get a new tune on it. And I do really like the exhaust that I painted it black, but I do kind of want a center exit exhaust. And I do need new tires, and I do want the 03 tail lights. So there's a lot of stuff that I do actually want to do with my Toyota MR-2. It's not done, the build's never done, right? But a little bit less truck stuff. I know you guys aren't the biggest fan of the truck. Make sure to like, subscribe, swing by MidStory.com. That is how you install a clutch on a C60 transmission, C64, C56. Really simple, you guys can do it. Everyone acts like it's hard. It's not very hard at all. It's only hard when you blow up your transmission like I did. Then it's hard. Like, subscribe, see you guys in the next video.